So hello student, we are learning lesson Kingdom Animalia, and till today we learn various concepts from this lesson. So previously we learned first the characteristic or criteria which used for the classification of animal, and after completing that we learned classification chart of Kingdom Animalia, and after that we started various phylum from the non-chordata. So which are those phylum? Once again I am going to repeat the name of all 10 phyla of non-chordata. So first is Porifera, second one is Coelenterata, or it is also called as Cnidaria. Third phylum it is Ctenophora. After Ctenophora next is Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata and Hemichordata. So these are the 10 phyla which we are going to learn in subkingdom non-chordata. So we have completed characteristic of two phylum. First is Porifera and second one is Cnidaria. I also told you that in this phylum name of organism or examples are very important, because a question is asked for name on the name of this organism, means which character is present in this organism in this way. So you have to remember name of phylum and the name of organism which are included in that phylum and various special feature. So if you learn one phylum, it becomes easier to learn it, but you have to learn 10 phyla together. So therefore you have to make a distinguishing chart of these various phylum, characteristic of this phylum. So how we can prepare that chart we will see in next part. Before that we are going to discuss next phylum, Ctenophora. So the name of phylum is Ctenophora. Commonly organisms from this phylum are known as sea walnut or comb jellies. In Porifera you learn that commonly those organisms are called as sponges. So in the same way, organisms from the Ctenophora are commonly known as sea walnut, or they are known as comb jellies because of their appearance. So they look like jellies, or there is comb. Comb means म्हणजे आपण जसं कंगवा यूज करतो, तर त्या कंगव्यासारख्या प्लेट ज्या आहेत त्यांच्या बॉडीवरती असतात, कोंब लाईक प्लेट. सो त्या प्लेटमुळे त्यांना कोंब जेलीज असे म्हटलं जातं. सो द नेम meaning of the name Ctenophora. What is the meaning? See, in Ctenophora, tenis means comb. Tenis या wordचा meaning होतं comb, and they are named tenis or Ctenophora because on the surface of that organism body there are 8 vertical rows of the comb plate. See in this way. For example, if this is organism, they are spherical in shape. So there are 8 vertical rows of cilia, so which look like comb. Vertical rows of the cilia looks like comb, and such 8 combs are present on their body. Hence they are known as Ctenophora. From Ctenophora, tenis means comb, and what is comb? Plates of cilia on their body. It looks like comb. Hence it is Ctenophora. Now next point is important, that is habitat. So why it is important? Because in previous exam question is asked on this point from the following: which phylum are exclusively marine, or which organism is exclusively marine. So you learn Porifera. In the Porifera, habitat of organism is aquatic, but in aquatic they can live in marine water as well as in fresh water. In the same way, in the phylum Cnidaria or Coelenterata, in that phylum those organisms we find in water, but in both type of water, fresh water as well as marine water. But Ctenophora, these organisms are exclusively marine, means these organisms found only in the marine water. You cannot find this organism in the fresh water. So this is habitat. Next is symmetry. Symmetry of organism from Ctenophora is radially symmetric. Now all of you familiar with radial symmetry. Radial symmetry means body can be divided into two equal parts by many planes. It is called as radial symmetry. You can see the shape. Examples are given in the book also. You can see the pictures of organism. So you will find that they are spherical in shape, ball-like in shape. And in ball shape, you can cut that ball into two equal parts by many axes, through many axes. It is called as radial symmetry. After that, next is germ layer. Now what is meant by germ layer? So you know there are, according to germ layer, there are two types of organism: diploblastic organism and triploblastic organism. In diploblastic organism, only two germ layer, ectoderm and endoderm is present. And in triploblastic organism, three germ layer, ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderms are present. So see, Ctenophora, this phylum is diploblastic. So from this phylum, they are going to write the germ layer. So you have to remember, the Ctenophora is diploblastic. Next one is, after germ layer, next is level of organization. So we learn various level of organization like cellular level of organization, tissue level of organization, organ level and organ system level. So we learn in Porifera there is cellular level of organization, but in Ctenophora there is tissue level of organization. So this is level of organization. Next is reproduction. See, in reproduction these organisms are hermaphrodite, means sexes are not separate. Both sexes, that is male and female sex, present in the same organism. Hence they are called as hermaphrodite. They show only sexual reproduction. Now repeat, in Porifera you learn two types of reproduction: sexual and asexual. In Cnidaria also two types of reproduction: sexual and asexual. But in Ctenophora there is only one method, that is sexual reproduction is present only there. After that, next is development. So development of these organisms is indirect. So what is indirect development? I have told you, in indirect development, larval stage look different and adult looks different. So morphology is different. If such type of development is there, then it is called as indirect development. And I have given you example of silkworm. Means whatever silkworm which comes out of the egg, it is like larva or it is like worm. But when moth develop from it, it looks different. It has wings. So appearance of adult and infant is different. And such type of development is called as indirect development. And fertilization is external. So what is fertilization? Fusion of male gamete and female gamete. It is called as fertilization. So it is of two types: external fertilization and internal fertilization. So external fertilization, when egg and sperm or male gamete and female gamete fuse with each other outside the body, then it is called as external fertilization. And when egg and sperm fuse with each other inside the body, then it is called as internal fertilization. So we have completed this reproduction. Next is special feature of this phylum Ctenophora. So which are the special features? See, one important feature according to their name is they have 8 external rows of ciliated pamphlet. See, suppose this is one row, second, third. In this way, their body have 8 external rows. So 8 external rows of ciliated pamphlet. Ciliated pamphlet 8 external rows. Therefore, they are known as Ctenophora. So this is the special feature of this phylum. Next one is bioluminescence. Now you know bio means living and luminescence means emitting light. So तुम्ही सगळ्यांनी काजवा बघितलेला असेल. तो काय करतो? रात्रीच्या वेळी लाईट एमिट करतो. In the same way, organisms from the phylum Ctenophora are bioluminescent. They have ability to emit the light, and this special feature is possessed by only this phylum. It is not present in the other phylum. So you have to remember this. Next, pomplates. They have pomplates. I have told you right now. They have 8 external rows of the ciliated pomplates, but these pomplates help these organisms for the locomotion, for the movement. So cilia movement जेव्हा होते तेव्हा organism हेल्प करतं. डायजेशन मे बी extracellular or it may be intracellular. So these are the special feature of Ctenophora. I am going to repeat once again. काय समजलं नाही बघा. फर्स्ट कॉमनली या फायलमधले ऑर्गॅनिझम काय म्हटलं जातं? सी वॉलनट और पोम जेलीज. सेकंड टेनिस किंवा पोम प्लेट्स त्यांच्या बॉडीवरती प्रेझेंट आहे म्हणून त्यांना नेम टिनोफोरा आहे. एक्सक्लुझिव्हली मराइन. मी आधीच सांगितलं नीटला जे MCQ विचारलेले त्या एक्झाम्पलमध्ये एक एक्झाम्पल असं होतं की यापैकी कोणतं फायलम एक्सक्लुझिव्हली मराइन आहे. सो तुम्हाला इथून पुढे अजून 2-3 फायलम सापडतील जे एक्सक्लुझिव्हली मराइन आहेत. सो त्यांचे नेम पर्टिक्युलरली बाजूला रेड पेनने लिहून ठेवा किंवा ते लक्षात ठेवा की हे फायलम एक्सक्लुझिव्हली मराइन आहे. सिमेट्री, रेडियल. आता हे असं कंपॅरेटिव्हली लक्षात ठेवायला सुरुवात करायची. रेडियल सिमेट्री कुठे कुठे बघायला मिळते? या आधीचा कोण होता? निडारिया, रेडियली सिमेट्री. टिनोफोरा, रेडियली सिमेट्री. आणि नेक्स्ट इकायनोडर्माटा आहे तो सुद्धा रेडियल. सो रेडियली सिमेट्री 3च फायलम आहेत. सो त्यांचे नेम सेपरेट लक्षात ठेवायचे. विचार रेडियली सिमेट्री. जर्म लेयर, डिप्लोप्लास्टिक. 1-2च फायलम डिप्लोप्लास्टिक आहे, बाकी सगळे फायलम डिप्लोप्लास्टिक आहे. सो डिप्लोप्लास्टिक कोण हे लक्षात ठेवायचं. नेक्स्ट लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन इज टिश्यू लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन. रिप्रोडक्शन मध्ये दे आर hermaphrodite means sexes are not separate. Only sexual reproduction take place, no asexual reproduction. Fertilization is external and development is indirect. Digestion may be extracellular or intracellular and two special feature. One, they have 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates and they have bioluminescence. Last but not the least is the name of example. So first example is Pleurobrachia and second example is Tinoplana. So name of phylum is Ctenophora and the name of example is Tinoplana. So in this way you can remember this example. And Pleurobrachia, this is one more. So if you pronounce it properly, then you can write its spelling. No need to remember it. So see, Pleurobrachia and second one is Tinoplana. So these are the examples of phylum Ctenophora. Now next we are going to start next phylum, that is Platyhelminthes. So see, next phylum is Platyhelminthes. So Platyhelminthes, name of this word is platy means flat and helminth means worm. So organism from this phylum are flatworm, hence they are commonly also called as flatworm. Next, see habitat. Mostly these organisms are endoparasite. Parasite means those organisms which depends on other living organisms are called as endoparasite, and these organisms are mostly endoparasite. So parasite are of two types, endoparasite and ectoparasite. Endo means those organisms which are living inside the body, and ectoparasite means which live on the body or outside the body. So these organisms from phylum Platyhelminthes are mostly endoparasite. Next is symmetry. So these organisms shows bilateral symmetry. So I have told you first phylum, that is Porifera, it is asymmetric. Second phylum Nidaria, radially symmetric. Ctenophora, radially symmetric. And from phylum Platyhelminthes, most of the phylum are bilaterally symmetric. Next, germ layer. So in germ layer, these organisms are triploblastic. So see, we have not seen germ layer in the phylum Porifera. In phylum Nidaria, we see that they are diploblastic. Next is, after Nidaria, next is Ctenophora. And organisms from the Ctenophora are also diploblastic. But organisms from Platyhelminthes onwards, okay, इथून पुढचे सगळेच phylum, those organisms are triploblastic. Next, coelom. So coelom, we have not seen coelom in the Porifera. Next, also not in Nidaria and also not in Ctenophora. But from phylum Platyhelminthes, we are going to see which type of coelom is there. So see, Platyhelminthes are acoelomate. Next we will learn Aschelminthes. Only one phylum, it is Pseudocylindra. coelomet, level of organization, organ level of organization. So finally reproduction. So in reproduction, sexes are not separate. Fertilization is internal and development is indirect. Once again, sexes are not separate means they are hermaphrodite, male and female sex organ present in the same organism. Fertilization of male and female gamete is internal and development is indirect through many larval stage. So this is about the common features of the platyhelminthes. Now some special feature. So in parasitic form, they have two extra structure. One is hook and another one is sucker. So hook, it is used to attach the body of that host or to attach the intestine, and suckers are used to absorb the nutrient. So those forms which are parasitic, they have these special structure, hooks and suckers. So mostly are endoparasite, means live in the body of other organism. So in that case, organism absorb nutrient directly from the host. So no need of digestion. Directly absorb the digested food material. Next one is flame cell. So these are the specialized cell present in this phylum, and this is important character. So question is asked on this flame cell. नीटला याच्यावरती क्वेश्चन विचारलेला आहे. सो फ्लेम सेल कोणत्या फायलम मध्ये आहे हे लक्षात राहिलं पाहिजे. सो फ्लेम सेल इज प्रेझेंट इन platyhelminthes and the function of flame cell is osmoregulation and excretion. So what is meant by osmoregulation? Osmoregulation means maintaining balance of ions. So ions of balance body मध्ये maintain करणं याला म्हटलं जातं osmoregulation. And excretion means removal of waste material. It is called as excretion. So see, in case of the human being, this function is performed by our kidney. Kidney perform excretion and osmoregulation. But in case of the platyhelminthes, they have specialized cell, that is flame cell, which help in osmoregulation and excretion. Next, some member. Now regeneration capacity. So all of you learn regeneration, asexual reproduction in the your 10th standard. So in that you have learned if body of organism cut into various parts, from each part entire organism can be regenerated. So it is called as regeneration. So बघा तुम्ही starfish मध्ये असेल किंवा अजून दुसऱ्या फायलम मध्ये बघितलेलं असेल, प्लॅनेरिया पर्टिक्युलरली तुम्ही शिकलेला आहात. तर तो जो प्लॅनेरिया आहे त्याची बॉडी जर कट झाली तर कट झालेल्या प्रत्येक पार्ट पासून एंटायर बॉडी पूर्ण तयार करता येते. सो या ॲबिलिटीला रिजनरेशन असं म्हटलं जातं आणि ही कॅपॅसिटी या फायलमकडे आपल्याला बघायला मिळते. बट सी सम मेंबर्स हॅव रिजनरेशन कॅपॅसिटी. अँड फायनली दे हॅव गिवन एक्झाम्पल. फर्स्ट एक्झाम्पल इज टेनिया. इट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड ॲज टेपवर्म. And second example is Fasciola, which is also called as liver fluid. So this was the second phylum, Platyhelminthes, actually fourth phylum. So in Platyhelminthes we learn platy means flat and helminth means worm. So organism from Platyhelminthes, they are flatworm. They are commonly also called as flatworm. Habitat, most of the organisms are endoparasite, means live inside the body of other organism. Symmetry, bilateral symmetry. Germ layer, they are triploblastic. In coelom, they are acoelomate. Level of organization, organ level of organization. In reproduction, we learn sexes are not separate. Fertilization is internal and development is indirect. So this is about reproduction. Next is special feature. Parasitic form have special structure like hooks and suckers. They absorb nutrient. They have flame cell for excretion and osmoregulation, and some members from this phylum have ability of regeneration. So this we learn in the phylum Platyhelminthes. And remember the name of example Taenia, liver fluid, or it is also called as Fasciola. So this is about the fourth phylum Platyhelminthes. Now next phylum we are going to discuss is the Aschelminthes. So see. So next phylum is phylum Aschelminthes. So आताच आपण Platyhelminthes स्टडी केला. नेक्स्ट Aschelminthes काय बघा. in platyhelminthes we learn platy means flat and helminth means worm. So in the same way, in Aschelminthes, ascus means pouch and helminth means worm. So see, the Aschelminthes, if we take cross section of these organisms, they look round in the cross section. Hence, commonly these organisms are also called as roundworm. See, in platyhelminthes, we commonly call those organisms flatworm because their body is dorsiventrally flattened, means from dorsal side and from ventral side. From both sides it is flat. Hence it is called as dorsiventrally flattened. जो platyhelminthes मध्ये जे ऑर्गॅनिझम होते त्यांची बॉडी डॉर्सल आणि व्हेंट्रल दोन्ही साइडला फ्लॅट असते, त्यामुळे ते फ्लॅटवर्म. पण जर हे ऑर्गॅनिझम होतात यांचा जर क्रॉस सेक्शन घेतला तर क्रॉस सेक्शन मध्ये बॉडी राउंड दिसते. सो मीन्स दे आर कॉल्ड as roundworm. Next, habitat. In platyhelminthes we learn most of the organisms are endoparasite. But in Aschelminthes habitat they are free living. So most of the organisms are free living. Some are aquatic, means living in water. Some are terrestrial and some organisms are parasitic. So these are the various habitat of phylum Aschelminthes. See, some free living, some are aquatic, some terrestrial and parasitic. काही ऑर्गॅनिझम फ्रीली राहताना तुम्हाला बघायला मिळतील तर काही पॅरासाइटिकली असतात. दुसरे ऑर्गॅनिझम मध्ये राहणारे ॲक्वॅटिक आहे, टेरेस्ट्रियल आहे. सो हे नीट लक्षात ठेवा. फ्री लिव्हिंग, पॅरासाइटिक. फ्री लिव्हिंग इज लिव्हिंग फ्रीली इन द सॉइल. Some are parasitic means living in the body of other organisms. Some are aquatic and some are terrestrial. So this is habitat. Symmetry, bilateral. I have told you only you have to remember name of 4 phylum. That is first Porifera, it is asymmetric. Second Cnidaria, radially symmetric. Ctenophora, radially symmetric. Echinodermata, radially symmetric. Remaining all phyla are the bilaterally symmetric. So it will become easy to remember if you sort out those phyla: Porifera, Cnidaria, Ctenophora and Echinodermata. See, next is germ layer. Germ layer मध्ये तुम्हाला समजलं पहिला सेकंड जो फायला होता Cnidaria, डिप्लोब्लास्टिक. नेक्स्ट जो तुम्ही बघितला Ctenophora, तो सुद्धा डिप्लोब्लास्टिक. फ्रॉम platyhelminthes we are discussing ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक. platyhelminthes पासूनच सांगितलंय इथून पुढचे सगळे फायला कशा असणार आहेत ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक. नेक्स्ट इज लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन आणि लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन आहे ऑर्गन सिस्टीम लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन. नेक्स्ट इज सिलोम. सिलोम, स्युडोसिलोमेट. तुम्ही सिलोम या आधीच्या फायलांपासून बघताय. या आधीच्या फायलांमध्ये तुम्हाला सांगितलं जो प्लॅटीहेल्मिन्थिस आहे तो असिलोमेट आहे. त्याआधी आपण सिलोम पाहिलेलंच नाहीये. प्लॅटीहेल्मिन्थिस असिलोमेट. ॲस्केल्मिन्थिस एकटाच फायलम आहे जो स्युडोसिलोमेट आहे. सो दिस फीचर इज इम्पॉर्टंट अँड इट इज आस्क्ड फॉर द एक्झाम. सिलोम ऑफ ॲस्केल्मिन्थिस इज स्युडोसिलोमेट. लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन सुद्धा बघा. पोरिफेरामध्ये सेल्युलर लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन बघितलं. नेक्स्ट मी बघितला तो म्हणजे निडारिया, टिश्यू लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन. त्याच्या पुढे तुम्ही टिश्यू लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन. प्लॅटीहेल्मिन्थिसमध्ये ऑर्गन लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन, इथे ऑर्गन सिस्टीम लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन. सो सिक्वेन्सने तुम्हाला लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन व्यवस्थित लक्षात घ्यायचे. सो दिस इज लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन अँड सिलोम. नेक्स्ट डायजेस्टिव्ह सिस्टीम. इथून पुढे तुमच्या लक्षात येईल की आता वेगवेगळ्या सिस्टीम ॲड होत आहेत, कारण ऑर्गन सिस्टीम इथूनच आपल्याला बघायला मिळते. या आधीच्या ह्याच्यामध्ये सिस्टीम असण्याचा प्रश्नच नव्हता, त्यांच्याकडे सिस्टीम फॉर्म झालेल्या होत्या. मात्र इथून पुढे आपल्याला डायजेस्टिव्ह सिस्टीम, एक्सक्रिएटरी सिस्टीम, रिप्रोडक्टिव्ह सिस्टीम ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी त्यात ॲड करायच्या. सो इन डायजेस्टिव्ह सिस्टीम ऑर्गॅनिझम्स फ्रॉम ॲस्केल्मिन्थिस हॅव एलिमेंटरी कॅनल. या फायलामध्ये जे ऑर्गॅनिझम आहेत यांच्याकडे alimentary canal आहे which is complete with 2 separate opening, mouth and anus, and they have also developed muscular pharynx. So this is also important feature that they have muscular pharynx. In excretion they have excretory tube. So which excretory organ is there? This question is going to ask in 2 topic in this, and we are going to learn excretory system. In that lesson also they have given the name of excretory system in the various phylum, various organisms. So see, in this phylum excretory tube is there, and through that excretory tube there is opening or pore, and through that pore excretory material is released outside the body. Next is reproduction. In reproduction, sexes are separate and they have given the word dioecious. So many times students confusing this word dioecious, unisexual, bisexual. So जे सांगते ते व्यवस्थित लक्षात ठेवा. डायोशियस या वर्डचं मीनिंग होतं की सेक्सेस सेपरेट आहेत, मेल फिमेल ऑर्गॅनिझम सेपरेट आहे, आणि याच्याच अपोजिट अजून एक वर्ड यूज केला जातो मोनोशियस. मोनोशियस या वर्डचं मीनिंग होतं की मेल आणि फिमेल सेक्स ऑर्गन एकाच ऑर्गॅनिझममध्ये प्रेझेंट आहे. सो दीज आर द डायोशियस. फर्टिलायझेशन इज इंटरनल, मीन्स मेल अँड फिमेल गॅमेट fuse with each other inside the body. Hence fertilization is internal. Next, development may be direct or may be indirect. You know, in direct development, offspring looks same like adult, so morphologically same. But in indirect development, offspring is different from the adult. So both type of development we can see in this phylum. And finally, they have given the name of example: Ascaris, Wuchereria, and Xylostoma. Ascaris, it is also called as roundworm, and this organism causes disease like ascariasis. Wuchereria, it is also called as filarial worm, and this organism causes filariasis. And finally, Xylostoma, it is hookworm, also called as hookworm, and it also causes vomiting like disease. So this is about the phylum Aschelminthes. I am going to repeat once again. See, Aschelminthes cross section मध्ये round दिसतो, round shape, means they are called as roundworm. Habitat free living or parasitic, aquatic or terrestrial. Symmetry, bilateral symmetry, germ layer, triploblastic, level of organization, organ system level of organization. Coelom, they are pseudocoelom. In digestive system, there is alimentary canal which is complete, and they have muscular pharynx in the digestive system. Next is excretion. In excretion, they have excretory tube through, and they excrete the material through opening which is called as suppose this is the excretory tube, and that will have opening which is called as excretory pore. So that material is excreted through the tube and from that pore. Next is reproduction. In reproduction, sexes are separate, means dioecious. Fertilization is internal. Development may be direct or may be indirect. And the name of example: Ascaris, Wuchereria, and Xylostoma. So this is about our phylum Aschelminthes. So we learned first Porifera, Cnidaria, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, and Aschelminthes. So we have completed 5 phylum. So our next phylum is the Annelida. So see. So आपला नेक्स्ट phylum आहे Annelida. So in Annelida हा जो वर्ड आहे त्याच्यामध्ये annulus means ring. So त्यांच्या बॉडीवरती रिंग लाईक स्ट्रक्चर जे ते प्रेझेंट आहे. सो सगळ्यांनी अर्थवर्म बघितलेला आहे, आणि अर्थवर्मची जर बॉडी आपण बघितली तर त्याच्या बॉडीवरती असं रिंग लाईक स्ट्रक्चर आहे ते बघायला मिळतं. आणि दिस रिंग लाईक स्ट्रक्चर इट इज कॉल्ड ॲज annulus. त्याला annulus असं म्हटलं जातं. And such rings are present on their body, hence called as Annelida. So commonly या ऑर्गॅनिझमला ringworm असंही म्हटलं जातं कारण रिंग लाईक स्ट्रक्चर आहे. So see, we learn 3 types of worm. First, flatworm. Second one is roundworm, and third is ringworm. Flatworm in Platyhelminthes, roundworm in Aschelminthes, and ringworm in Annelida. Now next, habitat. What is habitat? See, organisms are aquatic. Some organisms from this phylum are aquatic, but they can be seen in marine water or in fresh water. Next, some organisms are terrestrial, free living, or some are parasitic. So सगळे habitat दिलेले बघा. Aquatic, marine water as well as fresh water. Terrestrial सुद्धा काही आहेत earthworm सारखे, काही free living आहे तर काही parasitic. So once again, parasitic means those which lives on the body of other living organism. So parasite are of 2 types: endoparasite and ectoparasite. In this phylum we see लीच. लीच सगळ्यांना माहिती असेल, त्याला जळू असेही म्हटलं जातं. सो दॅट लीच इट इज ectoparasite, sucks blood from outside the body. Hence it is ectoparasite. Next is symmetry. Organisms from this phyla are bilaterally symmetric. Now all of you know some are radial and one is asymmetric. All other are the bilateral symmetric. Germ layer हे मी तुम्हाला सांगितलेलं आहे. कुठपासून तुम्हाला ट्रिप्लोप्लास्टिक लक्षात ठेवायचं आहे. लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन, ऑर्गन सिस्टीम लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन. सो हे जे फीचर्स आहेत यांचा चार्ट कसा बनवायचा हे फायलम संपल्यानंतर नेक्स्ट आपण पाहणार आहोत. त्यानंतर नेक्स्ट बघा सीलोम, दे आर सीलोमेट. नेक्स्ट circulatory system. So see in this phylum they have given circulatory system and they have closed circulatory system. So you learn in the introductory part, so circulatory system are of two types, open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. And in closed circulatory system to carry the blood there are blood vessels. So such type of system is present in the annelida. For excretion they have nephridia. So in previous phylum, that is in Aschelminthis, you learn for excretion they have excretory tube, and in the phylum Annelida excretion take place with the help of nephridia. Next one is nervous system. In nervous system they have paired ganglia. So they have paired ganglia and lateral nerves are there. So paired ganglia means when various neurons come together, वेगवेगळे neurons एकत्र येतात आणि सर्क्युलर गॅंग्लियॉन हे स्ट्रक्चर तयार होतं. सो पेअर्ड गॅंग्लिया असतात आणि लॅटरल नर्व यांच्यापासून नर्व जे आहेत ते अराइज होतात आणि हे जे वेगवेगळे गॅंग्लिया आहेत हे एकमेकांना कनेक्ट करण्यासाठी त्यांच्याकडे काय आहे डबल व्हेंट्रल नर्व कॉर्ड. सो डबल नर्व कॉर्ड हा आणि हा या पद्धतीनं हा एक स्ट्रेट लाईन दिसते, हा म्हणजे एक नर्व कॉर्ड आणि हा एक नर्व कॉर्ड. सो नर्व कॉर्ड झाले टू. So double nerve cord and nerve cord is present on the ventral side. So हा एक डिफरन्स नीट लक्षात घ्या. जर तुम्ही कॉर्डेटा बघितले तर आपला स्पायनल कॉर्ड जो आहे तो पाठीच्या बाजूला वर्टेब्रल कॉलम मध्ये प्रेझेंट आहे, म्हणजे कुठे डॉर्सल साइडला प्रेझेंट आहे. आणि इन केस ऑफ दी annelida हा जो नर्व कॉर्ड आहे तो कुठे प्रेझेंट आहे व्हेंट्रल साइडला. सो इन दिस ऑर्गॅनिझम नर्व कॉर्ड इज प्रेझेंट ऑन द व्हेंट्रल साइड. So this is about the nervous system. They have paired ganglia, lateral nerves are there and double ventral nerve cord is there. Next is spatial feature. In spatial feature, see they have two types of muscle, longitudinal muscle and circular muscle. दोन types of muscles आहेत त्यांच्या body मध्ये, longitudinal and circular, and these muscles help in locomotion. हे जे muscles आहेत ते locomotion मध्ये help करतात. Next, their body is metamerically segmented. त्यांची बॉडी जी आहे ती मेटामेरिकली सेगमेंटेड. तर मेटामेरिक सेगमेंटेशन हे मी तुम्हाला कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक लर्न करताना सांगितलं होतं की मेटामेरिक सेगमेंटेशन म्हणजे काय. सो बॉडी इट गेट डिवायडेड इनटू इक्वल पार्ट, इट इज कॉल्ड एज मेटामेरिकली सेगमेंटेड. And Nereis-like organism from this phyla have parapodia for the locomotion. Nereis सारखे जो ऑर्गॅनिझम आहेत या फायलामध्ये त्यांच्याकडे पॅरापोडिया आहे जे त्यांना लोकोमोशन साठी हेल्प करतात. सो स्पेशल फीचर मध्ये सांगितलं they have longitudinal muscle and circular muscle. They are metamerically segmented and Nereis-like organism have parapodia for the locomotion. So characteristics समजले का बघा. In Annelida, annulus means ring. Ring-like structure present on their body is they are called as ringworm. In habitat, they are aquatic. In aquatic, they may be in marine water or in fresh water, terrestrial, free living or parasitic. In symmetry, they are bilaterally symmetric. Germ layer, they are triploblastic. Level of organization is organ system level of organization. Coelomate circulatory system is closed and excretion takes place with the help of nephridia. And nervous system, they have such type of paired ganglia. From these ganglia, lateral nerve arises. These are the lateral nerve or neuron, and these ganglia are connected to each other with the help of nerve cord. So two nerve cords are there, and they are present on their ventral side. Our nerve cord is present on our dorsal side. See, next special feature. They have two types of muscle, longitudinal muscle and circular muscles, which help them in locomotion. Body is metamerically segmented, and some organisms like Nereis have parapodia, which help them in locomotion. locomotion. So see, examples are remaining. So what are the examples? First example is earthworm. It is scientifically also called as Ferritima. त्याला Ferritima असं सुद्धा म्हटलं जातं. Next is Nereis. Next organism is leech. It is also called as Hirudinaria. आता इथं काय काय लक्षात ठेवायचं बघा. हा जो earthworm आहे आणि हा leech हे दोन्ही ऑर्गॅनिझम डायोशियस आहेत आणि नेरिस जो आहे तो मोनोशियस ऑर्गॅनिझम आहे. तो सी यांच्यामध्ये नेरिस झालं नेरिस जो आहे तो डायोशियस आहे आणि अर्थवर्म आणि लीच हे दोन्ही ऑर्गॅनिझम जे आहेत ते मोनोशियस आहे. सो रिमेंबर दिस थिंग, अर्थवर्म अँड लीच दे आर मोनोशियस अँड नेरिस इज द डायोशियस. त्यानंतर अजून एक लीच जो आहे त्याला हिरुडिनारिया असं म्हटलं जातं कारण हा ब्लड सकिंग ऑर्गॅनिझम आहे. ब्लड सक करत असताना तो एक अँटीकोॲग्युलंट रिलीज करतो जेणेकरून समजा जर ब्लड बॉडीच्या बाहेर आलं तर ते क्लॉट होतं, त्याची गुठळी तयार होते. सो लीच सुद्धा जेव्हा ब्लड सक करतो, सक करत असताना त्या ब्लडची गाठ किंवा गुठळी तयार होणे म्हणून तो एक अँटीकोॲग्युलंट रिलीज करतो आणि अँटीकोॲग्युलंटचं नेम आहे हिरुडिन. सो हिरुडिन हे अँटीकोॲग्युलंट रिलीज करतो, hence it is called as hirudinaria. So these are the examples of phyla Annelida. So see student, today we learn 4 phyla. First Ctenophora, next Platyhelminthes, next Aschelminthes, and next is Annelida. So you have to remember organism, characteristic, and especially the special feature of those phyla. So next we are going to see how to make chart of these phyla to remember the characteristic. So characteristic जर लक्षात ठेवायचे असतील तर यांचा चार्ट कसा बनवायचा हे बघा सगळ्यांनी. तुम्हाला याच्यामध्ये वेगवेगळे फीचर, फॉर एक्झाम्पल फर्स्ट नेम ऑफ फायलम, सो फायलमचं जे नेम आहे ते नेम तुम्हाला इथे द्यायचं. फॉर एक्झाम्पल फर्स्ट फायलम होता ओरिफेरा, सेकंड फायलम आपण बघितला निडारिया, नेक्स्ट टिनोफोरा. इन दिस वे सगळ्या फायलमची लिस्ट करायची. सो पेज थोडंसं मोठं असलं पाहिजे म्हणजे लिस्ट करता येईल. सो नेम ऑफ फायलम, त्यानंतर सपोज नेक्स्ट तुम्ही मीनिंग लिहित असाल, मीनिंग मग प्रत्येक फायलमध्ये इथं लिहू शकता फोल्बियरिक ऑर्गॅनिझम, इथं मिडोब्लास्ट, स्टिंगिंग कॅप्सुलेट म्हणून निडारिया, टिनोफोरा आणि टेनिस स्पोर. यावेळी तुम्ही मीनिंग लिहिलं सगळ्या फायलमध्ये. मीनिंग नंतर नेक्स्ट सपोज सिमेट्रिक, इनसिमेट्रिक, ओरिफेरा असिमेट्रिक, निडारिया radially symmetric, and this also radially symmetric. You have to make the chart in this way. After symmetry, you have to write here germ layer, level of organization. After level of organization, next is coelom, digestive system, reproductive system. In this way तुम्हाला लिस्ट करायचं आहे आणि त्या समोर त्या फायलमचं ते फीचर लिहायचं. फायनली असते स्पेशल फीचर आणि सगळ्यात शेवटी एक्झाम्पल. तर यावेळी जर तुम्ही चार्ट तयार केला तर ते चार्ट बघून लगेचच लक्षात येते एका ग्लान्समध्ये की काय कॅरेक्टर आहे. जसं इथं लगेच लक्षात येईल हा एकटा सिमेट्रिक आहे, हे दोघं जण रॅडियल, इथून पुढे बायलॅटरल सिमेट्रिक. तर यावेळी सगळ्यांनी या पद्धतीने चार्ट तयार करा. सगळे एक्झाम्पल जे आहेत ते त्याच्यामध्ये लिस्ट करा. तुम्हाला हे एक्झाम्पल रिमेंबर करायला किंवा लक्षात ठेवायला इझी जातील. सो बघा आज आपण मेन 4 फायला बघितला. त्यातला पहिला होता टिनोफोरा, टेनिस मीन्स पॉम्पलेट. मी याच्यामध्ये बघितला रॅडियली सिमेट्रिक ऑर्गॅनिझम आहे. त्यानंतर नेक्स्ट आपण बघितलं बायोल्युमिनेसन्स, ही त्यांच्याकडे स्पेशल फीचर आहे आणि लाईट एमिट करण्याची ॲबिलिटी असते, ज्याला आपण बायोल्युमिनेसन्स म्हणतो. त्यानंतर नेक्स्ट मी बघितला प्लॅटिहेल्मिंथिस, ज्यात फ्लॅट फॉर्म येतात. ॲस्केल्मिंथिस, ॲस्केल्मिंथिसमध्ये आपण राऊंड वॉर्म आणि ॲनेलिडामध्ये आपण रिंग वॉर्म स्टडी केले. सो मुलांनो हे जे फायलम आहे ते एकदा यावेळी लिहा आणि यांचे कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक आणि एक्झाम्पलचे नेम व्यवस्थित लक्षात ठेवा. So next column we are going to start in next lecture. Thank you.